So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video Venus as the Atmakaraka in your horoscope. And today we're going to be discussing Venus in the 11th house as the Atmakaraka. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular Venus, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with all your astrological details, you can go to karasastrology.com here, where especially you'll find under shop section, option 6 with the report and all my consultations. So, Venus in the 11th house in Aquarius. Or not Aquarius, sorry, 11th house. We don't know if it's Aquarius, Aries, or Gemini. Could be anything. But see, first of all, what is the Atmakaraka? Atmakaraka is a planet with the highest degree. The one that is closest to the 30th degree point. Which could, I don't know, could be even 12 degrees. All the other planets are below 12 degrees. But Venus is the only one at 12 degrees. So it's closest to that 30th degree point. That's the Atmakaraka. That's the part of your personality. That's the part of your unfinished desires and unfinished duties that one has to fulfill. So what is it with Venus in the Atmakaraka in the 11th house? Well, the most simplest thing is this. One needs to fulfill their desires. You are here to fulfill your desires. This is the particular Venus that will show that one finished their life with many things that were unfinished. Maybe you had a business that was just about to get a big, huge contract and you passed away. You were about to, your car was coming at the same time, which was a luxury car because you were born in 1960s or 70s or something in your previous life. Or not even born, like passed away. But you were waiting for your 64 Impala, right? And also you were long distance relationship with someone, they were coming to see you. And you couldn't wait to see them. See, whenever you create these desires, oh my God, I need this, I want this. Now when you pass away, now it's like part of that string that has to be fulfilled. They're like, okay, you have this desire, we're going to have to put this off for the next 2 lives because you have to first finish these 2 desires and karma, and then you can go back to that. So here Venus not only needs to finish or fulfill desires, but actually understand this part. The more desires you have, the more problems you get. Because 11th house is a Badak house. Badakesh, original Badakesh. So whenever you have too many desires, you're going to get into too much trouble. Why? Because not only, let's say, you're trying to fulfill your desires in this life, but then the problem is now if they don't get finished, now you have to take these particular desires of this life and move them forward. The thing about Venus is this, okay? Anything that makes your life simply convenient, elegant, and beautiful, that's it. That is the desire. Where a person can literally have a studio apartment, but when you walk in, it looks so much more neater and cleaner than your 5,000 square feet home. So, and then the other thing with Venus in the 11th house, usually, especially if you see this Venus being retrograde, I mean, you're looking at a activist, you're looking at even a nun, you're looking at somebody who will go to like Africa and all of these other countries to kind of like just help out the kids, help out the women, help out the people there. Like what happens with Atmakaraka Venus, especially when it's retrograde, that's a very special Venus. It's a very special. And now imagine Venus has the Atmakaraka in the 11th house, retrograde, and also in Pushkara Navamsha. Can you imagine that? Or even Pushkara Bhaga. I mean, there's all these little different peccadillos of Jyotish. But see, what happens with Venus as the Atmakaraka in Aquarius, naturally, a person wants to kind of share their love and experience with other people and help them attain their shared love and experience of life. Now, retrograde Venus becomes like a Venus on steroid. Now it's no longer just about small type of, community. Now they want to achieve the love of the UN. Like they will be the ones that are striving to become a civil rights attorney for international law. Kind of like if you look at who's that, Uman Abidi, I don't know, George Clooney's wife, right? She's a human rights lawyer. Aman Abidi, I don't know. I'm pronouncing it all wrong. But that's the type of person this person desires to be. They don't care to just share, like especially Atmakaraka Venus in the 11th will give their money to others, will share what they have with others. Also, Venus in the 11th house as the Atmakaraka, it shows that especially in a man's chart, when the wife comes in, that's when you start to kind of not only just gain your confidence, but gain yourself, gain your understanding of who you are. You finally see like all the veils in front of you get clear. To see your path across the woods and forest. Okay, so especially with the wife in your life coming in, fulfillment of desires become active. So of course, if you're 20, 25, maybe it could be doing it depending upon what dasha and how Venus is placed. Okay. Like if Venus is the Atmakaraka is with Moon and Saturn, I mean, my God, you will have whatever money and whatever things you want in life. Or Venus is, trine from Rahu or Jupiter. You'll get everything that you need. More than everything. But also the thing is, Atmakaraka planet, when influenced by certain planets, can lose their ways. Don't think because everybody has an Atmakaraka planet in their chart. You think everybody has fulfilled that duty of that planet? No. So out of the 100%, maybe they fulfill 20%, 80% is still to go. And now imagine how many pending percentages out there in the past. This is why they say, let go. Don't even focus on anything. Just let it be. Sit under a tree. But you will not understand this until you have the awakening in your senses of God realization, Kundalini awakening. That's when you'll be like, oh my God, this is my last 300 lives have been. Holy smokes. Like you literally understand it in your consciousness. This is what I've been doing lifetime after lifetime, creating these desires. So Venus's biggest lesson here is controlling of the desires. But it's easier said. It's not going to be controlled. Okay. Unless you have like a Venus which is exalted, you might be able to control it. But if it's like a retrograde Venus, if it's like a Venus with a certain planet or sign, I mean, then even because look, even Venus is retrograde, this person wants to, guess what? Their desire is going to be like, I want to become a leader of UN or create something bigger than UN. And then I want to feed the world and do this and do. So look what's happening. They're creating this collage of dreams that could most likely would be passed on with them. Okay. And of course, with Venus in the 11th house, it shows that a woman in your life will be very significant for your success. For both men and women, you'll always be like, wow, it's because of this manager or this lady who did this for me. Gave me the stamp. Even that day I was having such a bad day, she gave me the stamp and approval of visa. And because of her, I'm here today as a multi-millionaire. So a woman becomes very significant in your life as the Atmakaraka in the 11th house. Okay. So, and then the other thing that I always tell people with Venus in the 11th, like I was saying, right? Fulfill your desires. Now you must be thinking, okay, I want to drive a Ferrari. That's my dream. Okay. How can I do it? You tell me to fulfill my desires. I want a Ferrari. I have 500 in my bank account. What are you talking about? So that's not what I'm talking about. When I say fulfill desires, the way you start off is, let's say you're sitting right now, you're working, and you suddenly had this craving to eat a rava masala dosa, or you had craving to eat keema mutter and garlic naan from this corner food place that you know, and you're working, you're typing, you're writing something, but that craving is there, and you're like, well, I got to finish this project by 10 p.m. and then I have to go to bed, this and this, forget it. No. That desire, that out of the entire peccadillos of desires that you have had all day, that particular one desire that stood out where you were craving, you could taste it in your mouth, you get up and go and eat. You fulfill that desire. Because when you fulfill that desire, Venus begins to dance and moves and awakens. So, for example, 3-4 days later, you saw somebody with really nice shoes. You're like, my God, those shoes will look so good on my suit. And you can't stop thinking about it. That's the type of desires I'm talking about. Because we can have 50 different desires in a day. But you're thinking about it, you're looking, what was those shoes? Brown shoes with this strap and this leather and this symbol. What was that shoe? When you get to that point and you know that, okay, I have a great work, I'm making money. Yeah, I'm going to get these shoes. So what are you doing? You're fulfilling that desire. So as that desire is being fulfilled slowly and slowly, all these different desires that you're able to accommodate and you're able to accomplish, yeah, one day you'll be walking into a Ferrari dealership and getting yourself a Ferrari. That's how this works with this Venus. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was our Venus in the 11th house. Remember, I'm filled with subscribers. No longer need subscribers. If you want to be a subscriber here on Kara's channel, fill out an application. I will, or my assistant will review it, and we'll do a Zoom meeting. And if you think you're a good match, then you can subscribe and hit the subscribe button. But it'll be about 3 rounds of interviews. All right? Thank you.